Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, June 24th, 2019. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice here that price pushed through all-time highs in the previous week. We had the all-time high here at 29.61 quarter. Price pushed through by 8 points at 29.69 quarter here. But once price pushed above it, it could never really find acceptance beyond this key range high, and it's pulled back modestly here the first day, pulled back modestly the second day, and now in overnight trading kind of off those highs just as we speak, still holding above the midpoint of the breakout day here. So we've got a very important intraday level to watch right there. If price were to push down below the 29.46s, 29.45s, that could open up a return back to retest the FOMC key level from June, back in June here, which is 29.22, I believe. Let's take a look at it a little bit closer. 29. Let's bring that up. 29.2275, and that could be an important retest here. Price took it bid. It's holding up here, and if price retests it, ideally bulls want to keep it bid for a continuation higher. Given the uptrending market we have, given the sloping PIMAs, if there's a failure to hold that level, that's when things can get pretty interesting to the downside. A retest from below could then bring this thing downward. So this is going to be an interesting week here to see how does price proceed. Obviously, we've had a very bullish move here throughout the month of June. Big time rally to the upside, now at the edge here. And if price cannot find acceptance above these highs, we tend to rotate back down. So again, very important zone. Intraday, watch 29.45. Any failure there could open up a rotation lower. All right, let's take a look now at the NQ. You'll see here with the NQ, very similar price action. However, we are not pushing through those all-time highs up here. You can see up here we have highs that take us into 78, 72 half. The NQ got very close up here, but is still performing very similar to the ES. You can see here holding 2-day lows. 77.40 is going to be a very important zone here intraday. Even the previous low at 77.25. If price cannot hold that zone, say price breaks through 77.25, again that could open up a return back to the FOMC key level below and into the bullish trigger zone. Again, usually when you're trending higher here, you can see this 8-period average, the golden average here coming up to provide support. The other moving averages are here. That provides a very important zone here that bulls usually want to keep bid for another rotation higher. So dropping into this zone, bulls are going to want to keep, say, 7,600 bid for a shot at pushing this thing much higher. If there's a failure to hold that zone, that's when we could rotate back down across the range. So again, right now, going to be very interesting to see how the market starts the week here, and 77.25 is going to be an important intraday level to watch, not only today but perhaps throughout much of the week. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude oil had a significant breakout in the previous few sessions here. It all started with this double bottom here. Price popped higher. We had this very important absorption that led to the stop run here, a retest entry here, and in another stop run and continuation through the 55 LVN. I mentioned before that this is a big time breakout, and what we were looking for before was a breakout from this narrow 10-day range. And that narrow 10-day range, once we got a breakout, we were looking for about 8 handles of movement. So from this low here, which is 54.35, we could be looking at plus 8, 62.35. So somewhere in that zone, that'll take us about right here. So it would basically retrace the move down and then go right back up. And that would take about 2 weeks. We're only 3 sessions into, or not even a full 3 sessions into a 10-day rotation here. So I mentioned before, keep an eye on this 55 LVN. Very important LVN there. If price pulls back to that zone, bulls want to keep it bid for a continuation higher. So we could pull back as deep as that and still be a great buying opportunity for bulls looking to push this thing back towards 62s. So we may see some sort of pullback here to begin the week. If so, it could be a defense opportunity for a continuation higher. A failure to hold 55s would open up a return back toward $50 and perhaps even lower. All right, let's take a look now at gold futures. Gold has been a rocket ship shooting off to the moon here. It all started with this outside day up. Price had been holding the 1280s for some time. It tried to break below it, tried to break below it, tried to break below it, and held 1270s instead. We had the outside day up, and that led to a push right to our target of 1350. We were looking for signs of rejection up here between 1350, 1360, even as high as 1375. But we also knew that every pullback here was being defended by bulls, and eventually we got the massive breakout to the upside. We reached highs here of about 1415. Even today's highs right now, 1412. Very important here because we are through the 1375 resistance. This is 5 to 6 year resistance here that price has not been able to break through. And as I mentioned before, if we were able to get through that level, it's a quick move to 1525 above. It's a quick move to that level. So even if we were to pull back into 1375, it could still be a phenomenal buying opportunity for a continuation toward 1525. That is a big time level. Again, if we bring this up to the weekly time frame, you'll notice how this thing has been coiling up into a large rounded bottom type of pattern. It's now broken through the 1525 or 1375s and on its way to 1525, and that's a quick type of move that can happen perhaps by the end of the year, or even sooner. And of course, if it were to get above 1525 based off of our price distribution here, above 1525 opens the door to 1800. So we could be looking for a move all the way across the range toward 1800. Again, any return into 1375s could be a long-term buying opportunity. It could be kind of a medium-term opportunity and a swing. So it could be all times of time frames in terms of the ability to make money out of this move from the short, medium, and long. So again, if price can hold 1375s on any type of retracement, it could be a much longer term opportunity here ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops heading into the new week of trading. Good luck, trade well, happy Monday, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.